Hey Sally, did you know that your wedding dress actually burns pretty well? Wait. What does that mean? I am talking about setting your wedding dress on fire, of course. What else? I'm confused. Is that code for something else? Nope. I mean, I literally took the dress that you were going to wear on the day of our wedding. I tossed it in a metal garbage can outside. And then I lit the dress on fire. Is this supposed to be some kind of joke? No, I am literally telling you that it burns well because of all the synthetic fibers. It was a huge fire. You didn't really burn my dress, come on now. I am really serious. I even took a video to prove it. I can send it to you later. So you're telling me that the day before our wedding that you snuck into the venue where my dress was, brought it home, and burned it in a garbage can? That's right. How does it feel knowing that you are never going to see that dress again? But I don't understand. Why would you do something like that? Well, because now you have nothing to wear to the wedding. So we'll have to cancel it. Wait, this is all because you don't actually want to get married? Yes, exactly. I'm glad that now you're starting to understand. Okay, but even if you didn't want to get married, you didn't have to do something crazy like burn my dress. Don't you think you could have I don't know, talked about this before you did something like that? Is the little crybaby sad because I burned their precious little dress? Besides, you know I'm a man of action, not of words. I don't talk. But what happened? Why don't you want to get married to me anymore? It is a little thing called getting cold feet, you ever hear of it? Men can be scared of getting married too. Well, of course they can, but you literally could have just told me that and we could have talked it out. There were 1,000 other steps we could have tried without jumping straight to burning my wedding dress. You didn't have to go that ir tem volum an vacate with that dress. Ha ha ha, so I'm right, aren't I? Now the wedding has to be cancelled. You bet your butt it's cancelled. But not because I have nothing to wear, because you're a psycho. How could you do this the night before the wedding? What about all the guests that we invited? What are we supposed to tell them now? You figure something out, I don't even care. Well, what about the cancellation fees? I mean, I already put money down the wedding. How I am supposed to get that back? You took on the risk of the wedding getting cancelled when you agreed to put the money down in the first place. You ought to pay the cancellation fee. Richard, please. I don't understand why you're doing this to me. What did I do to deserve this? Well, you cheated on me, for starters. What? What are you talking about? About a week ago. I saw you getting on the subway last Monday with your arms linked up with another man's. What are you even saying? I have a car that I drive to work. I haven't used the subway in over a month now. No way, you're lying. I know for a fact that it was you. It had to be. Why else would I be this upset if it wasn't you? I think that is really pretty circular logic there. That doesn't really make any sense if you think about. Do you have any actual proof that I was cheating on you? Of course the cheater is only going to demand more proof. Nothing will ever be good enough. Well, if you must know, I was in such shock that I forgot to take any pictures. Richard, please, this is just getting ridiculous. You aren't even making sense anymore. Well, how can you expect me to go along with this wedding when I have so many doubts about you now? But it's a good thing I didn't get married to a cheater at least. But Richard the first loved you. I haven't had eyes for anyone else since we started dating. I never cheated on you. Gross. Don't you try and pretend like you didn't see this coming when you started your affair. I am telling that I didn't cheat. I'm not seeing anyone else. You know, I really ought to sue you for your infidelity. I could really take you to the cleaners too if I wanted. But I won't out of respect for the person who you used to be. The woman I wanted to marry. A respect that clearly you never had for me. Richard, please, can't we just talk about this? Enough, don't even say my name anymore. You make me sick. I can't believe this. Why are you acting this way? I didn't even do anything. My name is Sally and I am a 28-year-old logistics manager. Richard and I started dating around 2 years ago. When he proposed to me about 6 months ago, it was one of the happiest days of my life. I never would have expected that we would end up like this. Afterwards, Richard did end up sending me the video of him burning my dress. I really loved that dress and seeing the footage made me cry so hard. I just couldn't understand what had made him turn so cruel all of the sudden. I thought we were to be married and now all I feel for him is anger and spite. I think I'm going to sue him for cancelling the engagement so last minute and wasting all of my deposit money. Though I have a feeling like Richard isn't done with me yet. A few days later. Hey Sally. I heard from a couple of friends that if your engagement was broken off at the last minute that legally you can make your partner pay compensation. So pay up. What happened to not suing me out of respect? Well, I've had a chance to think things over and I'm not going to let you get away with this. Not going to let me get away with what exactly? Having my wedding dress burned and my wedding ruined? Why the hell should I be the one that has to pay? Because the whole reason it was cancelled was because you cheated on me. I couldn't handle the mental shock and decided to call it all off. Normally I could charge you up to $50,000, but I'll give you a discount and make it $20,000. But there is no reason why I should have to pay. I didn't even cheat on you. Wow. Are you really sure that you want to go down this path, Sally? What do you mean? What are you talking about? This is the man who you were seeing behind my back, isn't it? When did you take this photo? Haha, I'm right, aren't I? Don't get too flustered now. No, I mean that is my boss. He took a very important client to discuss a deal at that restaurant. I even see some of my coworkers there in the background. But what should I tell your poor old mom in the hospital, huh? She is just lying there in bed not even knowing why her daughter isn't married yet. Are you really going to try and show that to my mom? That's right. You know, she was going to get permission to leave the hospital for a little bit to watch her little girl get married. I bet now she is just so heartbroken and confused. So just how do you think she is going to react when I show her my proof? Please just stop already. We called off the wedding. What more do you want from me? You know, I think your mom always really liked me. I'm sure she will believe whatever I tell her about our wedding. Things like about how you flipped out and burned your own dress. But that isn't fair. I didn't do that. Besides, there is no way that my mom is going to believe you over me. It really is so sad, isn't it? The final breaking of trust between this poor single mother and her only daughter. But do you really think your bond is strong enough that she'll believe you? Should we put it to the test? I can't believe you are really trying to use my own mother to threaten me. All to try and make me pay you $20,000. That is way more than even the cancellation fee was. Which am the one who paid, I might add. Do you really think that you are going to get away with all of this without even having to pay a single dollar? What are you talking about? Don't forget that all of this is your fault. You were the one who cheated on me. How many times do I have to tell you that I did not cheat on you, Richard? Just wait for the money, okay? And don't say anything dumb to my mom, please. Oh oopsies, I already sent her everything she needs to know. Wait, you did what now? I guess my finger just slipped, it really was an accident lol. How could you do this to me? What is your problem? Well, next time it isn't just going to be that photo. I hired a Photoshop pro to make up some amazing composites all starring you. Well, you do realize that you are leaving evidence of your blackmail all in text here in our chat, right? Well then I guess you better be careful when you're out alone from now on. Someone might just come up to you, steal your phone, and delete all of your chat history. You have really lost your mind. I have no idea what has gotten into you or why you are acting like this right now. Well, you just have no idea how much a relief it is knowing that I won't have to marry you anymore. Remember this now, Richard. I'm going to make you pay for what you've done. A few days later. Richard, I have prepared the money for you. Oh really? You did? Wow, that was way faster than I was expecting. But then again, I know that you take your job seriously enough that it isn't like you didn't have the money to begin with. That's right. All $200,000. Hey, whoa there, you added an extra zero there. You need to check your math. No, there is no mistake. That is the right number. Wow, well. That is a lot more than I thought it was going to be. But hey, I'm not complaining. What do you mean? That is how much you are going to have to pay me. Haha, nice try. That joke really isn't all that funny. The only joke here is the last few strands of head hair you are clinging onto. You might as well just shave your head at this point. Hey, come on, that was uncalled for. You know that I'm really sensitive about my hairline. First, you need to pay me the fee it cost to cancel the wedding. Since it was cancelled the day before it was supposed to happen, it was basically the full fee. In other words, that is going to cost you $30,000. Peeved. As if I'm going to pay all of that, or anything for that matter. Then, there is the emotional damage that you caused for cheating on me. That is another $20,000. And since we were engaged, I do have legal means to make you pay this, as you well know. You really aren't the brightest bulb in the bunch, huh? Why do you think I should have to pay you? You were the one that cheated on me. You do know that this is why everyone hates you so much, right? And they all laugh behind your back? What do you mean? What makes you say that? I won't tell you who said it. But someone who knows you very closely told me that I was much prettier than the ugly hag that you were seeing behind my back. Oh, sorry. Did you actually like that girl? What? Who told you? How did they find out? I literally just told you that I'm not going to tell you who they are, you idiot. Can you please learn to read? You don't know who you're messing with right now. Well, it wasn't just one of your so-called friends. I have so many willing to come forward and point out your affair with me. Oh no, this is really bad. Oh, and the dress? That is another $150,000. What? The dress costs that much? You really are a spoiled brat, you know that? Why did you spend so much money on a stupid dress? Hold on. There is no way that lousy dress really costs that much, I don't believe you. Do you even realize the true value of the dress that you burned? I realized that it made for good kindling. I made sure of that. Lol. When my mother married my father, who was also the CEO of a big important company, he died not that long after I was born. And what does this have to do with anything? Well, my father's mother was a very strict woman. And even though my mom was supposed to inherit everything from my dad, my grandma made it so that the only thing she got was this wedding dress. Apparently, my grandma let my mom have it as a future gift for me when I grew up and got married myself. What the heck is this story? That doesn't even make any sense. Well, that dress was the last thing my mother had to remember my father by. Besides me, that is. What kind of life is that? Do you think you are some kind of protagonist in a CW show or something like that? This is getting ridiculous. I have had just about enough of you, Richard. You should have just sued your grandma. You guys are so stupid. No wonder your mom ended up in the hospital. Maybe we could have even won if we did sue her. But back in those days that just wasn't how things were done. That is the stupidest reasoning I have ever heard. Anyways, the dress you burned was that dress. Well, do you even have proof that the dress is worth as much as you say it is? Of course I do. My mother was a very organized woman and kept the receipt for the dress. As well as photos of her wearing it as well. I actually think she was even featured in a couple of bridal magazines because the dress was so amazing and my mom looked just fabulous in it. So yes, he have many ways of proving just how much the dress is worth. Even so, it seems like you are asking for a lot more than it's worth. You couldn't be more wrong. When my mom first bought the dress, it cost about $500,000. Wait, that dress cost your mom that much? Did you even look into the ashes after you burnt it? You would have found so many pearls that you could have scooped up. And by the way, it wasn't made of synthetic fibers. It was made of silk. I don't believe this. This can't be right. In fact, only charging you $150,000 for the dress is my way of being kind. This can't be happening. All of this is just insane. How did it come to this? So as a reminder, in total 3 you owe me $200,000. Got it? Well, you can't charge me for what I don't have, so too bad for you. Actually, it is too bad for you. What is that supposed to mean? I mean, try pulling that in court and see what the judge says. I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you really going to try and take me to court of this silly stuff? LM. And when I beat you with all the evidence that is clearly against you, the courts are going to make you pay, even if it means garnishing your wages. But all of this hinges on one big if. That is, if you win. Well, of course I am going to win. I mean, you even sent me the video of you burning the dress, don't you remember? Well, I have my photos. You would hate for those to get out, right? Like you said, they are just photoshops. All it will take is bringing in an expert witness to discredit those, and then no one will believe you. Wait. You can just do that? B. That's right. Man. How are you ever going to pay all that money back? That's right. Man. How are you ever going to pay all that money back? I have a feeling you are going to be living under a bridge with nothing to your name but a bottle of moonshine and a pipe by the time I'm done with you. Wait. No. Please don't do this. I was looking forward to starting a new life. Please don't sue me. I'm afraid that it's too late for that. I've already called the police on you. But why? Why would you do that to me? For all the crimes that you've committed, of course. Burning my dress, threatening to assault me and take my phone, forging photos, all of it. The police already know about all of it. I'm serious. Please don't do this. You can't do this to me. It's already done. And you've brought this all on yourself, Richard. I didn't. It was you. It was all your fault. You fat ugly cow. I might have been insulted by that if you were a handsome guy or something. But I don't need to take that from a baldy in denial like you. Please, I'm begging you. You don't have to do this. And just so you know, I called my mom and talked to her about the photos you sent. She never had a doubt that something suspicious was going on. But when I told her about how you burned her dress and how much I cried over it, she said that we should try to crush you. You don't have to do this. There is still time to change your mind. That is never going to happen. You will pay me every last cent. But I was going to start a whole new life. Well, you can start it after you pay off whatever loans you need to take to pay me what you owe me. Even my friends aren't talking to me anymore. That other woman left me. So basically you have no one left to care about your pathetic sad life now, is that it? And to think that you and I almost got married. Well, I feel like I really dodged a bullet. Wait. Let's get back together. It isn't too late. What are you talking about? I mean, let's just start over, get engaged again, be happy together, all of it. I love you, Sally. Don't you still love me? If you were here in front of me and started saying that, I would literally slap you silly. That's fine. Slap me all you want, but please, let's just get married. Semicolon. That is never going to happen. Not in a million years. But I know that you still care about me, right? Not even a shred, Richard. Anyways, you will be hearing from my lawyers soon. I am going to block you on everything now. And if you try to get near me, I am going to file for a restraining order as well. Do you understand me? Yes. I understand you. Also, it seems that my mom is going to be discharged from the hospital soon. We are going to be taking a trip together, so hurry up and pay me. Well, can you at least ask for a little less money? Nope. You are going to pay me back every last cent and there is nothing you can do it about. Please, Sally, just a little bit. How am I supposed to pay that much ever? Bir esol idalioldla at la olam mal, v com at 40k out yourself. I guess that is something that you'll have to figure out yourself. Sally. I am begging you. Don't do this to me, please. Just shut up and pay already, Baldy. After that, Richard was taken in by the police, although he told the cops that he would rather just stay in jail at this point. He was so worried about having to pay back the money, especially after I won my court case against him. First, he had to sell his car, which got him about $20,000. And while he was figuring out how to afford the rest of it, my mom and I were enjoying some beautiful beaches in Hawaii. While there, my mom told me that it was thanks to that dress that she felt she could never truly let go of my late dad. And though it made her really sad to see it burned, she told me that she felt as if a great weight was lifted from her shoulders. I was shocked. I didn't know what to say. Mom and I took so many happy photos together on that trip. I still look at them today when I want to remember her fondly. I remember that on that day, my mom asked if I had any intent of cutting Richard some slack. I told her that I didn't and that I was going to make him pay every last cent he owed me. As I lay back on the warm beach, I pictured Richard, working from a tiny apartment day in and day out, all to right the wrongs that he committed.